As you can see there, my colleague Shrija and video journalist Kumar reporting from Ground Zero. While our crew is safe, we also just learned that they were also tear gassed along with the protesters there outside of Ranil Wickremesinghe's house. So while of course we are learning that Shrija and Kumar are both safe at the moment, it is an extremely critical situation at Ground Zero in Sri Lanka, where journalists, including the NDTV crew there on your screens, was also subject to the tear gas as these anti-government protests have only intensified. Security, of course, has been beefed up to the hilt outside Ranil Wickremesinghe's residence. Protesters are angry, and the latest trigger has been the fleeing of Gotabaya Rajapaksa. They are questioning how Gotabaya Rajapaksa and his family were allowed to flee Sri Lanka in the manner that they have, and that is what has really fueled the latest fury that you're seeing on your screens. Tear gas shells were lobbed at angry protesters. The NDTV crew was also subject to that tear gas, but thankfully my colleague Shrija and Kumar were learning are safe, and they will of course continue to report in these very dire conditions from Ground Zero in Sri Lanka and get you all the very latest. So Shrija and Kumar, they're out there in the thick of all the action outside Ranil Wickremesinghe's house. Like I said, they were tear gassed, but they are doing fine right now. They took a break and they are doing fine right now. But this, of course, is the extremely dire situation. Tear gas fired constantly outside Ranil Wickremesinghe's house in a bid to disperse angry protesters. Hundreds of thousands of protesters, as you can see there on your screen, are outside Ranil Wickremesinghe's house. For a small island nation like Sri Lanka, these crowds are huge. These numbers that you're seeing on your screen are absolutely huge. There has been unruly mob violence, anger that has been simmering not just for the last few days, but anger that has now been simmering for months, and that has now come to a boil. The President Palace was breached, as we've been reporting from Ground Zero and bringing you all those pictures with people using the President's swimming pool, playing the piano. So the palace has been breached. Gotabaya Rajapaksa has fled to the Maldives, and that has really triggered massive protests as Sri Lanka now descends into a state of complete chaos and anarchy, as you can see there on your screens.